Under the cold hum of fluorescent lights, the war room buzzed with restless energy. Maps, intel sheets, and encrypted tablets covered the long steel table. At its center stood a woman, calm, collected, and entirely out of place among the hardened Navy SEALs who eyed her with skepticism. One of them leaned back, smirking. "So what's your rank, sweetheart?" he asked, the words slicing through the room like a blade dulled by arrogance. Every head turned. Some laughed under their breath. She didn't. Her eyes steady, storm gray locked on him. And with one motion, she slid a black folder across the table. The label on its cover made the laughter die in their throats. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Commander Ava Raines, and she'd seen the kind of battles that never made headlines. Places where truth came wrapped in lies, and loyalty was measured in silence. But this, standing in a room full of men who doubted her before she spoke this, was a different kind of war. Captain Doyle, the unit's senior officer, finally broke the silence. "Commander," he said, voice tight with confusion, "why would a red file be brought to a tactical planning meeting?" "Because," she replied, opening the folder, "this briefing isn't tactical anymore. It's survival." The SEALs leaned forward. Inside were satellite images, grainy, infrared shots of a facility buried under ice. Her fingers trembled slightly as she spread them out. "Fort Jarvis," she said. "It went dark 72 hours ago. Communications severed. The last transmission contained a single code word, Cerberus." Briggs, the one who'd mocked her, snorted. "So what you're telling us, ghosts are jamming our base now?" She turned to him, her tone level but firm. "Tell me, Chief, you were stationed there 3 years ago? You remember the research division?" He went still. The smirk vanished. "Yeah," she continued quietly. "That's where they developed the biometric encryption core. The one that can override nuclear access codes across the Atlantic Fleet." The war room froze. Even the hum of the air conditioner seemed to fade. "Fort Jarvis wasn't taken down by ghosts," Ava said. "It was taken down by someone who used to wear this uniform." Her words hung heavy, sinking into the bones of every man in that room. For a moment, none of them breathed. "Commander Raines," Captain Doyle said slowly, "who authorized this briefing?" Ava placed a single sheet of paper before him, stamped with red ink so deep it looked like blood. "Joint Chiefs Command," she said. "Authorization level red. Effective immediately. I'm assuming operational control of this unit." No one moved. Doyle scanned the order, his expression hardening, then without a word saluted. One by one, the SEALs followed, boots hitting the floor in unison. Except for Briggs. He hesitated, pride clawing at him. "Permission to speak freely, ma'am?" She nodded. "I don't take orders from someone who hides behind classified stamps." Ava stepped closer, her voice soft but edged with fire. "Then don't take them for me. Take them for the 6 men still alive at Jarvis. They sent a distress beacon 30 seconds before blackout. I plan on bringing them home." That broke something inside him, the wall of arrogance, the armor of disbelief. He gave a short nod. "Then we'll move." The next 48 hours blurred into motion. Briefings, gear checks, silent preparations. When the transport finally touched down on the ice field, the world was nothing but white wind and shadow. They moved through the storm like wraiths, disciplined, wordless, efficient. The facility's main gate was frozen open, the metal twisted from an explosion. Inside, the lights flickered, illuminating bullet holes and frost-coated bodies. Ava led from the front. No hesitation. No distance between herself and the danger. Her breath fogged in the air as she traced a hand over the floor drag marks leading deeper inside. When they found the survivors, 3 engineers and a wounded Marine, they were surrounded by wreckage. But one of the engineers held something close, a small black case. "The core," Ava breathed. He nodded weakly. "Didn't let them take it." "Who?" Briggs asked. The engineer's lips trembled. "Your old captain." Briggs's stomach dropped. That was the moral fracture, the moment where orders blurred into betrayal. Ava saw it in his eyes. The guilt, the disbelief. He'd trained under that man, trusted him, and now he had to hunt him. As dawn bled over the horizon, the team moved to extraction. Behind them, the facility collapsed in a roar of fire and ice. They didn't look back. Some missions didn't allow the luxury, When they returned, the war room was silent again, but this time, out of respect. Ava laid the recovered case on the table, her hands still trembling from the cold. Briggs stood beside her. "For what it's worth," he said quietly, "I was wrong." She looked at him, a faint smile ghosting her lips. "That's how we all start, Chief. What matters is how we end." Captain Doyle approached, eyes on the sealed case. "What's inside?" was exhaled. Ava exhaled. Every secret we're not ready to face. And in that moment, the truth was clear. Command wasn't about rank, gender, or reputation. It was about carrying the weight of what others couldn't. Because power isn't noise, it's presence. Because courage doesn't shout at acts. And because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. As the team dispersed, Ava lingered by the table, her reflection faint in the metal surface. Somewhere out there, another storm was brewing, another mission waited. And she would answer the call again quietly, steadily, fearlessly. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Whispered Words, where every story reminds us that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply stands tall in silence. And before you go, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening.